Hey everybody, how does it go? Don't you know I'm the flat earth asshole? Well, people been asking me because they want to know. They've been asking me, Jake, how do I make a flat earth video? And so, this is the video. It's gonna teach you how to make a flat earth video. What's up, guys? So people have been asking and saying to me that they want to make their own flat earth videos, but they're not sure what to talk about. They're not sure what style they want to deliver their video in. They don't know if they have the proper equipment. They're shy. They don't know if they want to be on camera. They don't know how it's going to affect their life, yada yada. So basically I wanted to kind of make a video and give some pointers and suggestions on what you can do if you wanted to make a flat earth video of your own. First thing, you got to figure out like what you want to talk about. And the thing about flat earth videos is there's a whole range of stuff. You don't have to talk about the proofs, you know, that other people have already talked about. You can literally just rant about how the flat earth topic has affected you and your family, and when you bring it up to people, you can talk about the people you've woken up to the flat earth. Basically anything that has to do with the topic, you can talk about it and people out there will watch it. There's people making videos just like I am now, where you just walk around and you rant, just hold the camera, put it on yourself and start talking and express your feelings. And then there are people that make really professional videos, which I've also done that. I like to do both. You make really quality professional videos that take tons of time to edit, have lots of visual aid, and maybe you don't have any facial camera time, but you just talk while your visual aid is up. So there's a number of ways to do it, and all the big time YouTubers do their own different thing. For instance, you might not see Dubé or Jaren's face that often, because they usually do video aid and then they talk while their video aid is up, so you don't see their face as often maybe as you'd see others. Whereas a guy like Powerland, let's say Math Powerland on the NASA channel, he'll just rant and do his content just organically off the cuff, and very rarely does he ever put any visual aid up and then talk behind it. So everyone's got a different style. I've done a bunch of different things on my channel just to see what works and what people like. I like to mix it up. I don't like to keep doing the same type of things over and over. I like to think my Flat Earth channel carries the most variety. Some would disagree, but straight up, if you look at my channel and go down the list, I try to keep the videos fairly different, and so where you're not going to get bored and see the same old thing. I mean, I made a Flat Earth Beavis and Butthead episode from scratch, right? Like, my own voices, like I just took their clips and I had to use my own voice to do Beavis and Butthead. And I actually got people to believe that I was on MTV and that Beavis and Butthead actually used my video.
Hey Butthead, is the earth like a ball?
You said ball. So, like I said, you can make a flat earth video in a number of different ways. And you can do it off the cuff like I am. Just say what you feel, and sometimes it comes out perfect. Sometimes you can do this and it takes 10-20 times and you're not happy with anything you said. So in that case, you might want to write yourself a little script. If you write a little script, the upside to that is you can say exactly what you want to say and fit exactly the right verbiage you want to use, and you can express yourself in a way that makes you sound very well spoken. However, when you read a script, it tends to sound like you're reading. Like, for instance, when I watch a Dubé video, I feel like he's reading. He's definitely not talking off the cuff, you know, or ODD, there's some spots where I can tell he's reading. And I've actually written scripts for a few of my spots. I don't like to write scripts. I don't like sitting there and writing out what words I'm gonna say. So I generally like to just talk like I am now. But I have written out scripts to a few little parts. For instance, I did some rebuttals to Vsauce in my Flat Earth Asshole versus Vsauce video. And some of my rebuttals, I really wanted to say like a certain thing, and I didn't want to stumble over my words or anything. So I wrote out a few rebuttals. Or another video I did, gravity proven false in 2 minutes. That was basically like me doing a Dubé impression, and I wrote out the whole thing, like, one of heliocentrists' favorite supposed proofs of the spinning ball Earth. So I've tried a bunch of different things just to see what works, what doesn't work, and I've got positive results on a lot of different things I've tried. So basically there's no right or wrong way to do it, is what I'm getting at. So you can write out a little script for some parts, or you could just say what's off the top of your head in others. And then it comes down to how good of software do you have to edit. Some people don't have the software to edit, or they don't know how to use it. They don't want to spend that much time. So you can just tape yourself and just upload your footage raw. The beautiful thing about uploading raw footage like this is it's organic, you own it, there's no copyright infringement in any sort of way on anyone because it's your footage. Whereas the bad side is it's just video of you and there's no music, there's no visual aid. So I see some YouTubers who've built a fan base just talking to the camera like this, but they never show any visual aid, and they very rarely do anything other than just talk straight to the camera. But that's their style, and that's what works for them. One guy who does it very well, and he's built his audience just straight talking to the camera, Dan Pratt. That's a guy who'll be like, "Howdy, folks. So here's what pisses me off today." And he'll just start going off on different subjects, anywhere from flat earth to free energy. And he mostly just straight talks to the camera and just uploads this footage straight. And then there's other people, they'll take, you know, hours and hours and hours to edit out, you know, a well-timed script and your visual aid and music. I've done that too. That's one thing with my versus videos. Like, for instance, some of these longer versus videos, like the one I did against Cool Hard Logic, or the one I did against Bill Nye. Some of those take like 20 and 30 hours to make. Not lying. You have to watch their video. You have to choose which spots you want to debunk and set the clips up just right. And then you have to get your rebuttals. And then you have to get your visual aid lined up. And sometimes it takes more than one take. Sometimes I'll say something, and then like after watching it, go back and want to change it. And so the versus videos that I was doing were taking way longer than, let's say, some video where I just walk around and say something off the top of my head. So then it comes down to your time. How much time do you have to put into it? If you have lots of time and you could just do a little bit each day, you can make a really badass video with awesome music and a script, and the words are timed out, and it's got perfect transitions like a movie, right? And if you have the time to do that, it looks great. So the upside is when you take the time to get proper visual aid, lots of editing time, and it's like seamless transitions from one clip into the next. Your audio levels aren't all over the place. They're nice and level, so where each clip isn't getting like louder or softer. So if you take the time to do that, you'll end up with a really awesome video. But then it comes down to, do you have that much time, and do you have the ability to do that? So everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and sometimes you gotta just learn You know, like I didn't know how to use this iPhone hardly at all. Like I bought the iPhone and just started messing with the different apps and stuff on it. And when I wanted to make my first flat earth video, I had the iMovie. I just didn't know how to use it. So then you watch YouTube videos on how to use your software. So there's YouTube videos that'll teach you how to use your software. So if you have the software or if you buy the software, there's YouTube videos that teach you how to use it. And this YouTube video is to kind of give you the pointers on directions you can go. Like I said, you can never go wrong with proofs. Those are always awesome. You can do your own experiments. For instance, YouTuber Jenna Fredo, I used her experiment where she saw the Rogers Center from New York, 30 miles away. And she actually just went back and did the experiment again, but she got even closer to the water. So now it's 30 miles away and she's got her feet like right next to the water. In fact, I'll throw that clip in right now. Shout out to Jenna Fredo performing her flat earth experiments. Here's something you could do too. Jenna Fredo! Or another really cool idea is to go out in the public and talk about flat earth in the public. It's kind of an untapped resource. There's not that many people doing it. I've went out and done it a few times. I've done it with this shirt. Went out with my lunar module shirt and spread awareness saying, hey, is this a lunar module or a homeless tweaker shelter? I also went to an open mic and did that. So you can go to open mics. You can just walk around at different events. Like for instance, there was this Earth Day that just passed, yesterday, day before, and a lot of flat earthers I heard went to that and talked to, had their flat earth signs and were talking to people about flat earth at Earth Day. So that's another cool thing to do right now, and not that many people are doing it. And I think it's awesome to make a YouTube video, but I think it's even more awesome to get out there in the public and spread it to real people and then capture their reactions on tape. So I highly recommend, if you want to start making YouTube videos, one of the best places to do it is out in public. Get reactions of you talking to people in public and post them. And then guys like me might see it and like it, and then maybe I'll put you in one of my videos. For instance, there's another YouTuber who just sprung up. She's really cool. I've actually met her before. And her name is also Jenna. And her channel is called Rusted Soul. R-U-S-T-E-D Soul, S-O-L. Rusted Soul. And she went to a town hall meeting, a city council meeting, excuse me, and started talking about NASA being frauds basically right there in the city meeting, she just got up and started talking about NASA being full of shit, and she even brought up the homeless tweakers shelter. So shout out to Jenna from the channel Rusted Soul, and I'm actually gonna play Jenna's clip as well. Both Jennas get a shout out. What?
I think most of us can agree that stealing from the elderly or people in general is wrong. What if I told you a privately owned Hollywood movie production company has stolen over $800 billion from our grandparents' and parents' blood, sweat, and retirement funds? What if I told you that it is possible to save the 30,000 children that die every day from preventable illnesses by taking only 10% of the daily budget from this company? They are also responsible for bringing religion into our public schools, teaching theories as fact with no verifiable proof of their claims. This corporation has actually given us the evidence of their deceit through their own website. You can check for yourself if you have Photoshop. Under the Apollo 17 mission, photos of Earth from the moon, boxes appear around the Earth and the lunar module, or as some refer to it as a homeless tweaker's shelter. Many of NASA's photos have been debunked the same way people debunk fake UFO pictures. One only needs to Google bubbles in space to see the live feeds and movies showing us bubbles they were too lazy to edit out from inside their massive water tanks. This is not to say everyone working for NASA is in on the Ponzi. This conglomerate has been compartmentalized since its inception, and very few would be on a need-to-know basis. The second topic I would like to address is the highest number of missing children per capita in the nation being in the areas surrounding Washington, D.C. Also, the non-existent investigation into the Clinton Foundation's involvement and cover-up of the release of Laura Silsby from her kidnapping charges, which was not her first attempt of trafficking non-orphan children out of Haiti. There's a growing list of investigators, including ex-Senator Nancy Schaefer, that was murdered just after revealing information regarding corruption in the CDC and the Clinton Foundation's involvement, possibly linking them to a worldwide child trafficking network that has been getting busted in numerous other countries like Canada, the UK, Norway, the list goes on. We need to be handling these issues we have in the real world, regardless of its shape or size, before spending billions on CGI and composite images. Thank you for letting me speak, and here's some information on my perspective if you guys want to take a look at it.
Thank you very much.
So, you can go to open mics, you can go to city council meetings, different events where you know there's going to be large crowds and you can go around and talk to people. So filming out in public is a really good idea right now. I would recommend that if people want to get started and they're not sure. If you don't want to show your face and you're nervous about people finding out who you are, you can stay anonymous by just talking behind visual aid. You know, you can come up with a moniker like I did. You can come up with Flat Earth, whatever, you know, your channel's going to be called. And then you can make videos where you don't use your name or your face if you want to stay anonymous. I can understand why some people don't want to be out in public with this Flat Earth thing. It did change my life in a lot of positive ways and in some negative ways. So it will impact your life if you start making videos. If you're wondering if people will see it and if it's going to matter, it can definitely matter. Not every Flat Earth video gets tons of views, but some of them do. And you never know, when you upload a video, it might just blow up out of nowhere, and suddenly thousands and thousands of people know who you are now. And that information's out. You know, like, I've pretty much figured out I'm not going to work for any large corporations that go through any extensive hiring process, because they'll type in Jacob Gibson into any search engine, and what do you think they're going to find? My videos, right? And then they're going to be like, do we want to hire this guy, the Flat Earth asshole, or the next qualified candidate? So you have to accept that if you start doing this sort of thing, a corporation, you know, some big business who might want to hire you in the future might decide not to. And that's something I took into consideration, and I said to hell with it, which is why I have to come up with my own entrepreneurial ideas to make a living, you know, along with my day job right now. So basically, if you thinking of doing it and you're wanting to, I say give it a go. If you're not sure, you're kind of scared, maybe wait it out and see if the urge builds up inside of you. But if you're wanting to do it, I say do it, and do it your way. Put your own flair on it. You know, if you're religious, you want to talk about Jesus and the Bible, go for it. If you're not religious and you want to just mostly bust NASA's balls and you're not so sure about the shape of the Earth, but you want to make a video busting NASA's balls, there's tons of NASA footage there to be busted. I mean, they've pretty much released hours and hours and hours and hours, hundreds of hours of footage that is easily debunkable and ripe for the pickings for anyone who wants to kick them in the nuts. So even if you don't want to make a flat earth video per se, but you want to make a video exposing NASA, do that. And right now, all the flat earth channels I know that are putting out quality content are growing. So there is that. It hasn't plateaued yet. Look at all the major channels, including mine, and they're all growing. They don't stop or start shrinking. They just all keep going up and up and up and up. Sad thing is YouTube is in an ad boycott. There's a lot of major companies that have pulled all their ad money out of YouTube recently. So just last month and before, YouTubers were making a little bit of money on their videos, but starting this month, when companies like Walmart and Pepsi and a bunch of others, they pulled like $750 million, probably up closer to $1 billion by now, and they pulled a bunch of money out of YouTube. So now YouTubers across the board, even PewDiePie, all the way from top to bottom, all the YouTubers have lost tons of dough. And there are YouTubers out there who make a living on YouTube, and basically the carpet just got pulled out from underneath them. So if you're looking to get into YouTube to cash in, right now is a really bad time. You just missed it. So I wouldn't quit your day job and jump on YouTube just yet if that's your plan. But when the ads are working right, there is some money to be made. But right now it's bad, and some say it might be the end of YouTube soon. And if that's the case, then I might have to just start my own YouTube. So I'll start the flat tube. Don't steal my idea. Anyway, so yeah, if you're looking to make a video, I say go for it. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, maybe your girlfriend will leave you and everyone in town will think you're nuts and your family will think you're crazy, but other than that, you can wake up lots of people. And you know what makes it all worth it? I get messages from people all over the world thanking me every day, to the point where I can't even keep up with it anymore. So if you're trying to get a hold of me, sending me messages, trying to be my friend on Facebook, it's gotten so overwhelming with the support that I can't keep up with it. I'm not like trying to say, you know, I'm a big shot and just too many people like me, but literally there's 500-600 friend requests on Facebook right now for me, and a lot of them are like porn bots and fake people who I don't want on my friends list. So for me to go through and weed them out is work. Like, are you a real person? I don't want fake people on my list. So if you interact with my Facebook posts, I'm most likely going to add you because I can see that you're real and that you're a fan or a friend, right? But right now I have so many messages and so many requests, like I just can't keep up with them. So that's one of the bad things, is if your channel does start getting big, the positive support can come in so much to where you can't keep up with it. So I want to say thank you to every single person who sent me a request or a message, and I want to say I'm sorry at the same time. I can't get to all of them. Like, I'm gonna have to pick a day or two where I try to sit there and go through and quickly reply to all of them, because it's just so many. You know, if you get 100 messages today and you don't go and you just don't feel like going through them, tomorrow there's 200, and the next day there's 300. And it's just like, I want to talk to these people, but if how many hours in the day do you have? You know? So then it comes down to that. How many hours in the day are you going to make a video? How many hours in the day are you going to spend on Facebook talking to people? How many hours are you gonna spend, you know, on your free time in your own life working on yourself? It's a tough balance that it can be, but I try to do the best I can with it. So anyway, I hope you make use of some of what I was saying there. Yeah, so this is the how to make a flat earth video, because lots of people want to know. They've been calling me up and saying, flat earth asshole, how do I make a flat earth video? So at this time, I'm going to show you what no other flat earther will show you. This is going to be the first ever flat earth assholes blooper reel. Right when I start filming, right away the train goes. Okay, train. Jeez. But I knew full and well that chances were slim that Howard would let me on his show, and anybody such as me going, oh man, that sucks. I'm pretty sure they don't want somebody like me on their show, because it's hard to make somebody look like blah, blah, blah. So basically, I'm just gonna have to call you out, Howard. Is because it doesn't suit what Howard does best. What Howard does best is, oh, I don't know, ah, man, fuck me. It would have been a great experience if I could have called in and actually talked about the flat earth with Howard. Car coming by. Car! I thought I chose a discreet location where I could film outdoors without cars going by. I was incorrect. Okay. So there was the interview that never aired. So now we call him Howard the Coward. Howard the Coward. Have flat earth ass. Have flat earth asshole come on your show. Otherwise, you are Howard the Coward for life, punk. Have flat earth ass. Have flat earth ass. Flat earth ass. Tough, and very rarely does he ever put any visual aid up and then talk behind it. So everyone's got a different style. I've done a bunch of different things on my channel just to see what works and what people like. I like to mix it up. I don't like to keep doing the same type of things over and over. I like to think my Flat Earth channel carries the most variety. Some would disagree, but straight up, if you look at my channel and go down the list, I try to keep the videos fairly different, and so where you're not going to get bored and see the same old thing. I mean, I made a Flat Earth Beavis and Butthead episode from scratch, right? Like, my own voices, like I just took their clips and I had to use my own. You make really quality professional videos that take tons of time to edit, have lots of visual aid, and maybe you don't have any facial camera time, but you just talk while your visual aid is up. So there's a number of ways to do it, and all the big time YouTubers do their own different thing. For instance, you might not see Dubé or Jaren's face that often, because they usually do video aid and then they talk while their video aid is up. So you don't see their face as often maybe as you'd see others. Whereas a guy like Powerland let's say Math Powerland on the NASA channel, he'll just rant and do his content just organically off the people have already talked about. You can literally just rant about how the flat earth topic has affected you and your family, and when you bring it up to people, you can talk about the people you've woken up to the flat earth, basically anything that has to do with the topic, you can talk about it and people out there will watch it. There's people making videos just like I am now, where you just walk around and you rant, just hold the camera, put it on yourself and start talking and express your feelings. And then there are people that make really professional videos, which I've also done that. I like to do both. Hey everybody, how does it go? Don't you know I'm the flat earth asshole? Well, people been asking me because they want to know. They've been asking me, Jake, how do I make a flat earth video? And so, this is the video. It's gonna teach you how to make a flat earth video. What's up, guys? So people have been asking and saying to me that they want to make their own flat earth videos, but they're not sure what to talk about. They're not sure what style they want to deliver their video in. They don't know if they have the proper equipment. They're shy. They don't know if they want to be on camera. They don't know how it's going to affect their life, yada yada. So basically I wanted to kind of make a video and give some pointers and suggestions on what you can do if you wanted to make a flat earth video of your own. First thing, you got to figure out like what you want to talk about. And the thing about flat earth videos is there's a whole range of stuff. You don't have to talk about the proofs, you know, that other